Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday evening connection through the study of Kabbalah. We study Kabbalah for so many years, and doing this work. And for me, I like to share this wisdom, not just because it's interesting wisdom, it's transformative wisdom. For me, it's more than transformation than opposed to what a nice, interesting, or very much for the ego, right? It has to be transformative. What is transformative? Transformative is that it's not just one thing that changes you. Your change influences others. That is transformative. Transformative is not simply just like, wow, what an evening, what a connection. Transformative, no. Transformative is when it's already, the Kabbalists explain, when you go from one thing to another, which means that my transformation starts to influence others, and others start to influence others. And that is transformative, and that is this wisdom. Because sometimes, there's some wisdom that you can share with, by the way, even in the wisdom of Kabbalah, there are things I cannot share with everybody. You just say a few seconds ago, we had a conversation. There are things that, people need a little bit more advance, a little bit more preparation to understand that. And we don't have that time right now in that particular class. There are classes that we do that really go extensive in every topic and every depth. This week, there is another transformative lesson, something that goes far away when you learning to behave the same way. The story is the beginning story of Abraham, the patriarch Abraham, the Merkava, the channel of the all religion, all transformation in this world. What was his big transformation? What was his main contribution to the world? Okay? Very simple. Right around that time of Abraham, he born and came from what we call Ur Kasdim. Right? It's the place of the most amount of idol worshipper. All the big leaders of idol worshipping, all the gods, consciousness, all of that was around Abraham's time. And very big, very strong. He is the only one, actually, most likely from a very young age, when he was 3 years old, he starts to hear those messages. Up until the age of 75. When he was 75, he heard the message, Lech Lecha, go, go. If you hear the literal translation, it says twice the same word, go. Lech, Lech, it means go. So the message is that he needs to go. He needs to go. Go where? And he says, and the message is, go, I'm going to show you where. Now, I want to bring it into today's life. Some of us, are young, but some of us listen to it and you are like in your 70 or even 60 something. Imagine you hear a message, hey, you should go. Go outside of New York. Now, we are in New York, so go. You have to go. Go where? Take all your stuff, take all your house, take all the people that you have, take all the money you have, and start going. Where? I'm going to show you. Even if I'm going to give you instruction in 70-year-old man will not change his career in that time. Majority of the people won't change the course of their life. Once they're 75, they say, oh, I'm too old to make a change. That's first understanding here. The strength of Abraham is that nothing was important for him more than the truth of what this world is about. If you're going to hear a message about the truth about you, most of us will avoid it. Most of us will say, no, I should not doing this, I should not do this. I want to do whatever I'm doing in my life and continue doing it. A lot of us have difficulty to completely shift the course of our life if we hear a message. So when you hear a message, most of us will take it to a place that is convenient for us. People of truth, around us, there are people sometimes that we surround ourselves with that not really telling us all the truth. And that's why it's comfortable being next to them. But the real people that is not comfortable to be around them is the people who tell me the truth. I don't like them. Anyone in this world don't like to hear the truth. And again, the idea that right now what's happening, and again, we have to also be sensitive to the election that's happening, the raw, the people getting attached to that, people getting affected by that. Now, I want to be clear. And I'm not going to do a politics conversation or any of that. But do you really believe anyone? What is the extent that you believe anyone who's standing there, who one day telling you this, and the other day tell you that? I'm like in shock. I mean, if I would have a friend that every day changes his mind, or one day this and one day that, I would be very concerned to really believe in anything that they say until they come to the level of truth, you know? And it's funny that the world today learned to digest lies. We're okay in digesting lies and continue with the lies. And again, I'm not taking sides. It's not the conversation right now. It's about the conversation of us. How far and how long you digesting lies. And that is the difference between us and Abraham. That 75 years old says, enough with the lies. And he stood up and leave. And by the way, he's a wealthy man coming to the most known father in that field of expertise, known leader, a lot of money, a lot of success, resume, any publicity, anything you want. Fame, everything is there. He was the most known person. So man, that person leave everything, leave that world and go and spread what? What he believed to be true. And that was the actual truth, that there is one God. Go change the minds of millions of people who worshiping idols, who believe that that particular statue or that particular thing is God, or the sun is God, or the moon is God. Yeah, we all learn. And what Abraham shared with us, yes, it's all the force of light. It's all the force of the Creator. But it's not an individual gods, right? It's all come from one source. There's only one source. And that was the truth. And that's the truth that he stand by, no matter how many people came and tried to divert him out of this type of consciousness. Now, you think it was easy? No. We're going to continue to talk about Avraham in the next couple of weeks. How many tests? How many tests that none of us will ever interested to go through tests like that, to tell the truth. So tell them the lie. I'll tell a lie, it's better. So now, few questions. He asked him, go and spread the consciousness of one God, one light. He was the father, he was the initiator that brought this wisdom to this world. Of course, he revealed the wisdom of Kabbalah. And we know, in fact, that what he was teaching, what he was spreading, he was going village by village, city by city, town to town, right? To do what? To spread wisdom of one light. We are one energy, one solution to all of us. When, again, we connected in unity. Each one of us can come to it differently. But there's one truth. And again, we're not here to convince anybody that yes or no. But because he had that desire, because he had that mission, because he had that direction, he need to be tested. Are you doing it for real or not? How many of us hate tests? We hate tests. But Abraham Abraham, he got tested in a way that none of us can even understand that. The first test, it's in the word lech lecha. If you read it literally, it says twice the word lech. Lech is go. So if you say go, go, right? Why is it written twice the same way? And the second thing is, if you tell me to go, would you give me a direction to where to go? Give me south, go north, go somewhere. Give me a direction, I will go. So right now, the first test that Abraham get, which is us, the same as today, the instruction is go, lech lecha. Lecha, it means go to you. What do you mean go to you? Go for you. What does it mean? There is the us, the me of today that I know myself. But there is another alter me, elevated me, more exclusive, more directed, more focused, more energized, more beautiful, not physically, more attentive. There is another version of me. And what Abraham was tested is, are you going to go the same way you came? Or you're going to go to find the alter you, the elevated you, the perfected you. And where is it? It's within you. Lech lecha, go to yourself. You have to go deeper inside of you and find out who you really are. So every time we see ourselves, lack of tolerance. Is it the me that don't want to tolerate someone else's silliness? Is it me who are jealous? Is it me that is angry? Is it me that looking for self-sabotaging? Is it me that looking for, just immediate results? Is it me that looking for just an instant gratification? Is it really me? Or is the other me? There's two us. One that we're experiencing in this world, which is the first me. The me that I'm experiencing, sometimes angry, sometimes upset, sometimes annoyed, sometimes reactive, sometimes this, right? But there's another you. Lecha, there is another you that's been given to you. Is the you that is, in one day you see yourself ADD, but there's you that is totally committed, totally focused, totally piercing everything. We have glimpses of us, And one of the instructions of the Kabbalists is to also to find out in this world. For example, somebody who have anger. Do you appreciate yourself being angry? Most of us, I really don't like to be angry, right? Anybody here love being angry? No. Everybody wake up in the morning, I want to be angry. No. So when you fall into it, why do you get that? Why you susceptible to fall to anger? Because, again, spiritually speaking, that anger is fire energy, right? If you learn to convert it into warmth, into love, into passion, into excitement, and not to fall into that anger. Anger is one you, and when you convert it, when you transform it, that same energy to become an unstoppable individual, that is the altar, that is the elevated you. That's the other side of what is behind the curtain. And this is each one of us need to do this week. So, that's why he says, I'm going to start the verse. Remember, the reason Abraham was 75, and when he heard that message, and it has to be real, it has to be a dvar emet, a thing of truth, he had to do something to get to see it about himself. How do we get there? Lech lecha. This is the actual direction. What is the direction? Go outside of yourself. Go outside of yourself and you're going to meet the elevated you. You have to step outside of the realm of who you think you are. No, people dictate, I'm angry, I'm jealous, I'm this person, I'm this, I'm lonely, all kind of things that they're putting on themselves in a frame of fragmentation, limitation, or very small. Anything that you identify as you, whether if it's low, whether if it's high, you have to find out how does it look like when I'm going outside of myself and I'm no longer that individual. So obviously the direction is going outside of yourself. Lech lecha me'artzecha, he says. Go outside of your country. What is a country? Artzecha is a code for artziyut. Artziyut is physicality. What type of physical reality I'm possessed by? Can I go out of it? No, I'm famous. I need that fame. If I can go outside of that, if it's not going to bother me anymore, let's say, I won't have that pressure, right? Most of us want to, putting too much pressure on ourselves for what we call physical results. Artziyut is physicality, is what grounds you, what actually not grounding you, what limits you. So anything that you believe to be your, challenge or difficulty, when you go outside of yourself, that challenge is no longer challenge, but the solution. The solution. So obviously each one of us have its own need and desire. We have to be personalized about it. The only way to find and to meet your altar, your ultimate you, the you that is focused, the you that is zoomed, that you that is care, that you that is loving, that you that is warm, that you that is excited and passionate about everything, is only when you get outside of yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to meet that person. And that is the first instruction. Where can I go outside of myself to do something that I'm not used to do something that is outside of the realm of my comfort? So now let's go a little bit deeper as Rav Ashlag, the Baal Shem Tov, sharing us beautiful secret. When it says in the first verse, it gives an instruction. The Kabbalists see a verse and break it into pieces and give us information about the direction. Lech lecha me'artzecha, go outside of your land, mi moladetcha, from the place you're born, mi bet avicha, from the house of your father, el haaretz asher areka, to the land that I'm going to show you. Now, none of this give Abraham an instruction of a map or a GPS. Anybody, most of us going to the car to drive somewhere, even in places that we know, we're already putting the ways to check for traffic. Maybe there's another way. I know the way, but I still need to check. So here the direction is to go outside of yourself, out of your country, out of your the land where you're born, to the house from your house of the father, and to a land that I'm going to show you. Now let's say the code is all code. It's all beautiful codes. When he says, Lech lecha me'artzecha, artzecha, your land, or your country, represent ratzon, your desire. Mi moladetcha, from the birthplace of you, is whatever you achieved through or by that desire. Umi bet avicha, the house of your father, it's the reason that gives birth. El haaretz asher areka, to the land I'm going to show you, is through sin you will awaken that. Now let me after we break it a little bit, and I know some of you don't know the Hebrew or the text, okay? So I write, I read, I translate you, and now I give you the depth of what the Kabbalist says it is. There is a understanding that, the Ain Ro'ah and Velev Chomed. It's like when you say, when you go to, let's say, a buffet, right? Why most of us putting a lot of food on the plate? Right? Because the eyes eat more than the stomach. Does that make sense to you? Like the eyes see, and then you're feeling lust. You're feeling some kind of desire, right? I see a beautiful car. Oh, I want also a car like that. I see a beautiful penthouse. Anybody sees those beautiful penthouses in the New York City or wherever it is? Wow, that's my next bucket list. I see somebody, having fun surfing. I want to surf also. I see somebody, right? All the time I see what happened to me. I desire. Now again, this is what he says. This is what is the idea. This is direction. He says that Re'iyah, Haaretz Asher Hareka, when I see something, it's an immediate trigger to our desire. It's an immediate trigger of our desire, or a desire not to have. Like for example, if you see someone poor in the street, do you have a desire to be like that? Or you have a desire to run away from that? I don't want that in my life, right? So, Re'iyah, to see, it either I see something and the desire is take me away from there, right? Or the scene makes me awaken a desire. Is it clear for everybody? Right? That's the first understanding. What is the request that we want to have? What is the actual instruction by the Kabbalist? Is to ask for a spiritual sight. Re'iyah ruchanit. A spiritual eyes. Spiritual eyes is different. Is that two people looking at the same thing, one see a solution, one see a problem. Right? It's what we learn in Kabbalah, either you're a builder or you're a destroyer. Every time, some people come and want to destroy it, then come build. And some people just want to destroy. And some people, everything, they looking at something like, how can we improve it? How can we make it better? How can we share it more? How can we expand it? Right? What the Kabbalah says, you have to ask to see what we call Re'iyah Ruchanit, which means holy sight. And it says, when you start seeing, what do you mean holy? Holy means in the language of Kabbalah, continuity. See the beauty, not the ugliness. Again, not to avoid the ugliness, to see the ugliness. What happened when people start dating, and I'm telling that to people many, many times because I also fell into it, right? You're dating somebody in the beginning, and it's like, wow, an amazing person, I love it. And then all of a sudden, he turned to be not so good person, turned to be very bad, right? What happened? Very simple. In the beginning, we tend to see the good of the other person. We tend to see, because we want it so much, so we tend to avoid what's wrong. And that's a problem, because when it comes and hit the fan, all of a sudden, what? I didn't know that. No, I don't want it. All of a sudden, all the good is gone. And this is, we all have, each one of us have an evil inclination that always suggests, it is auto-suggests to see the good. He wants to avoid you seeing the bad, because once you see the bad, you're never going to get close. But he wants you to get close, see the good, and then all of a sudden, bring the evil of that person out, right? Wow, they're aggressive. I didn't know they're attached to their mother. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know they don't have money. I didn't know all their lies. And boom, disconnect. As opposed to, I want to see the good, but I also not making any decision until the bad. I see the bad. It's not avoiding. It's to see the bad. I see. How many times I'm talking to a lot of people. I see the bad of that. So what? I'm not going to talk to them because I see something bad about them? No. It's about seeing the good, connecting to the good, not avoiding the bad, not dismissive, right? Know the challenge, know the difficulty, but keep going. Lech lecha, keep going. I'm going outside of myself and slowly, to be okay with the bad. What does it mean to be okay with the bad? Me more. How is, like I said before, when let's say the energy of anger, it can be angry, destructive, fiery, avoiding, or it can be excitement, passion, and love and warmth. It's the same energy, it's the same source. So I can see that that's an angry person, or I can see that, wow, once that person transformed that anger into love, or that anger into passion, it's unstoppable individual. And this is not about potentially it's going to be good. No, always seeing the good about everything. But as well, slowly see how you can maintain, take from the bad, transform it to the good. This is, first of all, to do for us. You need to do it for yourself. Most of us seeing the bad and like, okay, this is me, I'm gonna... No. Slowly, you take from the bad, move to the good. Take from the areas that you were idol worshiper and transform it to the good. Take from the area that you feel victim and transform it to a creator. Right? This is what we want to ask in this week. And therefore, if you have that desire, you're going to start seeing that. Awaken a desire. When you start seeing the beauty of the Creator in this world, the beauty of individual, you start awaken that goodness. And that is the first interaction with Abraham. That's what he started to do. That's how he used to sit every day with the people. He see how idol worshiper, and he realized once they really get it. And therefore he's encouraging one by one. And how do we know? In the code, there's a code. Vayal Avram mimitzrayim. And Abraham was going out from Egypt and elevate out of Egypt, going outside of Egypt. Again, we know that Abraham needed to laredet Mitzrayim. He went down to Egypt. And then here he says when Abraham went up on Egypt. What is the code? The code is, the Baal Shem Tov says, one of the greatest Kabbalists that I'm really excited to share with you, is shared that Adam ole veyored. Human beings have a tendency, and it's important to understand that we're going up and down. We're going up and down. It's not always up. You have to go down before you go up. And it's like almost like a trampoline. When you jump higher and higher and higher, you go lower and lower to jump higher and higher. But it's, again, you don't have to go that deep, right? What is the message he says? The Baal Shem Tov explained, most people going down and never came back up. Most people went down and they stayed there, right? Going down to Egypt and they stayed, forgot. Going down to a negative situation and feel it's the end. Any challenge, any negative situation, any tough moment is not for the sake of staying there. It's for the sake of what the code that Abraham shared with us, the nefesh asher asu becharan. Abraham and Sarah, his wife, used to travel and get people closer. Bring people closer. Now, many commentators ask, who are the people that remain from what Abraham and Sarah did? No one. All those people that they got closer, nobody hears about them. So did they do anything? What about, I thought they're going to have thousands of students, right? None of them stays. What is the idea? The idea that they also elevated people, but the people also didn't stay up. So again, in one hand, it's about us to help people be elevated. And it's about us to see people when they're down, help them go up, back again. But it cannot be sustainable if we're doing it for others. Every person needs to know you're going to go up. and you cannot stay up. You're going to need to go to the next level. If not, you're going to go down for the sake of going up. That's the mechanism. And from the other side, if I go down to another level that I was there before, for one reason, to tell others. To tell others. Abraham, when he went down, he went up to do what? So he can tell others what? What was the lesson? What was the lesson when I was so down? You know, he shared the story of two people going into the forest. And one was so drunk, right? One was so drunk, like really completely, shikor kalot, completely drunk, and the other one, walk with him in the same place. When they came back to the town, one was bruised, right? And they asked him, the drunk guy, so, why are you so bruised? He says, I don't know, I was in the forest and I came back and I don't know, I see all my body's bruised, I don't know what happened, right? And the other guy, the sober one, tell them, listen guys, we went through this place and there's like very negative people who really robs us and they jump on us. So please be aware when you go back, when you try to go through the forest, don't pass through this section because that's where they're hiding. And the idea is that the drunk person, right, could not warn anyone from the risk, from the danger. And it's all of us like that. Most of us that we really going through a tough situation and we overcome that. And we're not going and warning our friends and telling somebody, listen, like what I share with you. I share with you this wisdom because, many things that I learned to transform about myself and in my life are very transformative and I cannot keep it for me, right? That's why I'm sitting here and sharing with you with no matter who it is. I don't care who it is. Why? Because I open my eyes and I have to share that there are many times that your negative side, your evil inclination, when you go down, he want to keep you there. And you're not going to allow that. You're going to tell yourself, I'm going down for the sake of going up. And you're going to be tested. You're going to test, your ego is going to be tested. Your evil inclination is going to be tested, But most of us are not turning around and warning our friends. Most of us, are just like, keep it for ourselves because we're embarrassed, because it's not, whatever it is the reason. Another thing, it is important in this week that awaken, that no matter how down you went, it's because there is a specific light that's waiting for you there. That without that specific down, you're not going to be able to elevate to your highest place, right? And he says, and again, I'm going to say the word, for those of you who want to listen to it, there's a code that he gives us, a Kabbalistic code. And he says, וזה סגולה להעלות כל הנשמה. It's a gift, it's a secret, it's almost like magic, right? To elevate all the souls, all the light of my soul that went all the way down to what we call the klipot, the negativity. And it's in the code, ve'im kacha at osa li. Ve'im kacha at osa li. That's the code that you need to meditate over and over and over. It's in portion Barotcha, but he brings it over here that to indicate of the word kacha. Kacha is, that's the way it is. What does it mean? It's a code. Kacha is a code for, there's 3 letters, chaf, and hey. Okay? It's keter kol haktarim. It's the seeds of all the seeds of your falling. Make sure that this week you meditate on that. Because we know kacha is numerical value 45. which is the same numerical value as the word Adam, man, human. So human being is so much more that you don't need any magic from outside. You just need to elevate all the moments that you went down to a very miserable place, even for a day, even for a few hours, but you never brought it up. You kept your soul down, you kept your energy down, you kept going and pretending everything is the same. No, we have to elevate all the miserable moment that we had in life, all the insignificant moment. So from today, every traveling, every place, every meeting that you have, every interaction that you have, that you find yourself in, I don't know how I found myself over here, right? Coincidental, not coincidental. A person, a man need to tell himself, the Creator assigned me to this moment right now. Wherever you are, you're in a bus, you're in a subway, you're in the middle of the street, you get stuck in the middle of the road, it doesn't matter where it is. You're stuck in a whatever, in a tower, in somewhere, it doesn't matter. You don't find an excuse for that. Wherever you are, this week and moving forward, the Creator assigned me into this place. You have to commend that. And in here, I'm here to correct, to adapt, to adjust, to awaken more levels of my souls, to elevate my soul to a much higher place. Now, why the reason is you are there is not because of the past. It's because what you're going to do in the future is what you need, that energy. That's why Abraham needed to go through many places. And again, I'm just showing you such a little bit. So many places. Because what he about to do, what he about to become, it become a channel that, what kind of a celebrity is known for 5,000 years? This is a celebrity, everybody study from him. This is a real celebrity. 5,000 years, you know. So now, I will say it again. This code that we available for us this week, and again, moving forward, you have to command to yourself, I'm here, not a coincidental. I don't know why, what I need to learn, what I need to understand, what I need to adapt, but you need to know I'm here, and that's already, and again, I'm not talking about maybe I need to go there for a reason. No. Whether you need to go somewhere or not, that's a different story. If you end up in a situation, don't just say, oh, it's meant to be. What meant to be? There is a spark, there is a level of my soul that cannot be elevated unless I step into this place, unless I'm hearing that moment, unless I overcome something there to elevate from the depth of my soul. Because I need it tomorrow to accomplish my mission that the Creator puts me on that journey. You have to understand, every time you travel, every time you move away from your house, from your office, is already traveling. It's not a mistake why you're always going to the same deli that you go. Every day you're going to that deli. Why? Not a mistake. You think, oh yeah, I like the sandwich over there. No. From today, if you don't open yourself, you never know. And once you open yourself and you got the message and you got the lesson, you're no longer going to be there. You're going to be in the next and the next of level that needs to be revealed for you. Again, so many things in this week, so many things that I cannot even express to you the amount of secrets that I'm buried right now just to have 30, 40 minutes of conversation with you. So I keep it short, I keep it this way, and I appreciate the time. Please do as much as you can. There's a tremendous gift to awaken levels of your soul this week, unlike any other time. Okay? So go outside of yourself. Make sure you're going outside of where you're at in order to see to see the goodness, to see where, and then it's awakened. It's awakened for you a desire that you never had before. So I keep it very much simple about it. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you next week. Please spread this wisdom, share.